Hi everyone, today we're going to go over the Amplified Industries app as a reference point or a demo. This will also be a YouTube link that you can go back to learn more or to refresh yourself on what we're looking at within the app. So let's get started. We currently have 5 wells on this automation. As you can see right now, we have 3 running normal and 2 marked as shut down. We'll go into that as we go through the rest of the app. 0 that need attention and 0 that have active tickets. Before we get to the tickets, let's go to asset. That'll be at the bottom here. Shows all of our wells. Currently we have 5. We'll start with the Stolberg 125. That was the first well we put online, so it's probably going to have the best data. At a glance, shows the runtime, the uptime, the speed, the stroke length, pump balance, and what the control setting and device health, and lastly, active tickets. Runtime and speed per 12 hours, pump fillage per 12 hours, tubing pressure, casing pressure. I think it gets more helpful when we go to technical. Look at our dyna cards. You can display all to show every single rotation we had on the pump jack. Let's do a window of 10 minutes. Now you can see in 10 minutes here, we've had our pump fillage hang around that 40% mark, showing that the well is pumping off or there might be some interference. Tubing pressure, we've also seen it kind of coordinate with that pump off, or the fillage, I should say. We'll go to details. When the load cells are together, as you can see right here, this shows the pump jack was down. But that was over 1 week. There's 48 hours, 24 hours. Let's do 24 hours. Tubing pressure and our casing pressure. With a lot of these wells being on a casing compressor, it's super important to know what our casing pressure is throughout these. Our control. Lastly, we're all aware that there is no more timer on these wells. This is our timer. Here's our timer settings. What's really important is that you can see when this timer was changed last. If someone shuts this off, if it goes on hand, smart mode, or timer, it will then highlight here on the status below. Tickets. There is no active tickets on this well, meaning there is no issues going on currently as the pumper seems fit. Let's go back over to overview on the well. At the bottom here, there's properties and alarms. Let's do alarms. Currently, we don't have a low tubing pressure, high tubing pressure, but there is a high casing pressure and a low pump fillage alarm. This high casing pressure at 40 pounds will alert the group that the pressure of the well has increased past that threshold of 40 pounds, which would signify, based off what we know about this well, that the casing compressor is most likely down. Same for our low pump fillage. Getting below a certain threshold, which would be 35%, would then alert the pumper that the well is either pumping off or that in tandem with the compressor being down, it's not pumping fluid. We'll show one more well here on our example. Let's go to Long Preco. Same thing at the top, runtime, uptime, speed. Again, I think it gets very more interesting when we do technical. We'll look at our cards. We like to display all so you can see all the strokes. You can also see this well has drastically pumped off, hanging around that 50% mark, and you can scroll with your finger to see that. Tubing pressure has come down just a hair, hanging around that 90 mark. Details. This is interesting here on the load cell. And then our casing pressure. Again, you can go from 1 month to 1 week, 48 or 24 hours. Obviously, we want to do 24 hours as we haven't had that much runtime. Control and our tickets. Let's go back to our daily update and look at what we have going on here. We have 2 wells that are marked shut down, and here are the 2 wells. Fusier 218 was shut down by Josh. Onondaga B2 by Jeff Clark here an hour ago. We can click on these. It will go us back to the Fusier. There is no active tickets anymore, but we did have a high casing alert on this well. Now, on the tickets that we have active, there is a message board at the top. Down at tickets down here, you can go to a message board and see high casing pressure on the Fusier well. We'll click on that. Well casing pressure is back to normal. That was at 9:43. Timestamp, recognized, everyone can see it. Details, here's a detail on the ticket. At midnight last night, I believe this was Neil, was out there, and at midnight, the casing pressure hit 44 pounds. So the ticket was submitted based off of the alarm that was set for the threshold, acknowledged, then it went to the messages to share with the group. We'll go back to daily update, tickets, assets, and our overview. Again, here are the 5 wells that we have on our app currently. This is meant to be a general overview, not a super in-depth process of what we're looking at right now, but just to get you to understand what we have and a reminder of how to get back to those pages. If anybody needs any assistance, Amplify is there to help through Jess that we all met. Or if you have any questions, reach out to me. We can get it figured out. Thanks, everyone.